got done raking that and went home and got my monitor put in here for my baler, and we're baling rye. Down through this bottom here, it's a little bit wet, but I don't think, no matter what, because the ground I don't think will dry out, I don't think it's going to get any better, so I'm just baling it up. I turned my pressure down a little bit, so I'm not making the bales quite as tight as I was going to. I was shooting for, I was going to make them about 1,800 pounds, 1,900 pounds, but I'm probably got them back down about 1,500 or so now. I'm guessing, I guess I really have no idea, but this bottom and that bottom are a little wet. But you can see I left tracks when I was cutting it, and when I'm baling it, I've checked, I just checked the last bale, and I'll check one more I think here and see how that's going. But so far I've got 40 bales, and this is only 20 acres, or less than 20 acres I guess. So we're doing pretty good as far as bale count goes. Haven't had too much problems. A couple times I got a big old wet wad from when I raked it. Trying to rake around a corner and bale around a corner just didn't work. But I think I'll get out and I'll make one more bale, I guess, and check it one more time before I decide I'm gonna bale it. I just finished up baling that little knoll over there. That was plenty dry. Was leaving this bottom way as long as I can, but before too long the sun's gonna start going down and we're going to start getting more moisture, so I'd like to just get it all baled, and that way when our alfalfa is ready here the next couple days or next day, we can get it baled. It probably actually should have been ready, I think, today, but since we got that moisture yesterday, it didn't do any drying yesterday, so but these are pretty good sized windrows, I guess. They're pushing them with my front weights in places, I guess. But not a problem for the old New Holland baler. I've kind of grown to like my New Holland balers. They make a good bale, nice square shouldered bale. I know everybody has an opinion, and that's just mine, so take it with a grain of salt, I guess, but I do like my New Holland balers. I think they make an awesome bale. This is I bought a used one when I graduated in 07. I've gone through about that one, and this is my second brand new one, so I think I'm on my third New Holland baler here. This one's roughly got, well, let's look, 9,300 bales on it right now. We'll get out and use the moisture tester, I guess, on this bale and show you guys how that kind of works. One thing with this thing, you want to be careful that you don't carry it and end up falling on it, because that's a sharp point there. It'd go right through you. You'd feel it, that's for sure. Yeah, 22. 17.8, that's good. Really dry there, so I think this field's gonna be okay. You can look at that bale. I'm making them 70 or 72 inches tall. They're 5 foot wide. So that's the size. You can see that windrow is pretty good size there. It is pretty fluffed up though, but it is pretty good size yet. But anyhow, we'll keep on baling. Take you guys along for a while here. If anyone out there's having problems with New Holland balers, I guess, can't get something to work, I know I've had problems with this baler ever since I had it, and I finally figured out my net kept tearing, I guess, when I started bale. And finally got figured out what was wrong with it, and got that taken care of, but the dealer wasn't any help there, but I guess it is what it is. But I'm real happy the neighbor let me do this rye here. I'm gonna get a lot of feed off of it, and otherwise this land would have just went to waste again this year. Because it was too wet to do anything with it early, but since this rye was already established, since this rye was already established, they grew in the wet spots except for the very bottoms and whatnot. But I got a phone call I gotta take. We'll pick up this in a little bit. Alright, well, we're back to baling again here. Well, we never quit, I guess, but my phone rang and my wife, she was calling, see what I was doing, making sure I was still kicking, and I'm still kicking, so. But anyhow, I guess I think the deal with the neighbor, I think it worked out really good because I think he's happy. It held the weeds back. He didn't have to worry about spraying it. And he's hoping to do something, put alfalfa in here later on. So I think he's happy with it. And I know I'm happy with it. I'm gonna get a potload of bales off of here, I guess. I'm at 43 off of 50 or 20, less than 20 acres. So I think that's pretty good. I just got to be careful when I'm turning with my duals on so I don't hit the side of my baler. And I can turn pretty sharp. My drawbar is sticking out far enough that I can turn pretty sharp. It's just want to be careful because you get in a tight spot, especially on a field like this where it's not square and you got little tiny corners and stuff, you know, little short rows. You kind of get in a hurry sometimes, getting flipped around and sometimes go for a ride. But I'm baling kind of slow today. The field's a little rough. I normally try to go about 8 to 10 mile an hour, depending on how I'm feeling that day and how heavy the hay is. And just this stuff's just so, it's just bouncy, rough enough that I'm just taking her easy, I guess. I don't have a lot of acres to bale just this field today. Not sure if our rye will be ready till tomorrow, maybe not till the next day since it got rained on. I don't know. But this rye got all bleached out from the rain getting on it, so I guess it is what it is, but you gotta live with it. I guess I'm going 8 miles an hour right now almost. But this old baler will sure eat it up. I know I'd like to get a New Holland someday again, but I've slowed down on how much custom hay I do, so I was gonna try to get one more year out of this one. But if this one ends up having big major problems, breaks down on me or whatever, I never know. I might make a video one day of Ted's new baler, but we'll see what we end up doing here. As of right now, I intend to keep it for another year, at least do this year, and get it over 10,000 bales, and we'll go from that. But it's been a good baler. All my New Hollands have been good balers. My used one that I bought first, it only had like 1,500 bales on it or something, and they must have had some problems with it because they got rid of it, and I figured out there's a bolt that came loose and was catching and not letting it wrap like it was supposed to, so that could have been frustrating as heck. But I'm glad I got it figured out in the first few hundred bales, so I didn't have to pull my hair out trying to figure it out. But anyhow, I guess that's that, and I guess I'll probably stop the video here, and maybe we'll go over how much, or we will go over how many bales I get when I'm done. So we'll see in a little bit. 5, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there, and I'm about done with this field here. We got 67 bales as of right now off of it. And remember, this is only 20 acres, or less than 20 acres, so it's turning up pretty good. I make heavy bales. I normally make them close to 1,800 pounds, but I did turn it down because of the moisture. It was a little high in spots, so I'm not making them quite as heavy. But I've only got from here to that RA pole over there left, and they're short rows, and thought I'd take you guys along for the rest of the ride here, and yeah, so it's been going pretty good. I made the mistake of I had a bale that was too wet earlier, so I broke it and tried to unroll it to get it to dry back out, and I done that, unrolled it, but I couldn't get the cord to unroll, you know, the little 3-foot center. And I was like, well, I'll just start trying to bale it up or whatever. And well, anyhow, needless to say, once it caught, it just grabbed it and went went in the baler, so that took, you know, an hour to dig out of there. I would have been better off just leaving it and coming back and picking it up with a tractor and dumping it over the fence for my cows, but I guess, oh well, trying to get it all in a bale. But I'm pretty sure the neighbor here intends to try to get this seeded down to some type of a grass and alfalfa, something that'll handle these low spots in water, so you can hopefully start getting a crop off of it. Last few years we've had excessive moisture and he has never done anything with it till I decided to help, you know, try something different on it and found it's rye, and I think we're both gonna do pretty good on it. I should figure up the tons, but my windrows are a little short. Oh, let's just say we're gonna get 72 bales off of it. So we got 72 times 1,500, 108,000 divided by 20, divided by 2,000. It's almost 3 ton an acre. That's if they're weighing 1,500 pounds. So I bet they weigh more than that. I bet we're gonna get about 3 ton an acre off of it. That's pretty good for a piece of ground that didn't produce any income last year. And really the rye didn't cost too much to plant, but you know, time. I don't even think it got fertilized. I can't imagine what it would have done if it would have got fertilized. But I'll get some drone footage on a field when I have a little bit bigger field. My wife will come again and fly the drone. She had a few problems last time. I was driving too fast and she couldn't fly backwards fast enough to keep up, so I need to turn it or show her how to turn it so she can fly faster if she wants to. Right now I've got it locked so it only goes, you know, like 30 miles an hour or whatever, 15 miles an hour. Then if there's a little breeze, then it can't even go that fast, so I'll have to either change it for her or just get it done, I guess, and do it and show her how to do it. But the other day, I guess we've had to do a oil change on this tractor 2 days ago. I done one. When I got done cutting, I pulled it into the shop and done an oil change because I was overdue on my oil change by about 25 hours. So I put, I had about 7,000 when we started planting, and I'm at 2,000 or 7231 right now. So put about 200 hours on planting, or a little more. A little bit baling, you know, a little cutting, but around 200 hours planting, and I'm not done planting yet, so we'll add to that. But it's all screwy since I've only got one tractor to use and whatnot. But I had a piece of mud get on one of my rollers on that bale over there, and it caught the net wrap and wrapped it up pretty good, so I had to go knock all the mud off my roller. Got mud from the bottom down there when I turned around. But there's my little spot where I decided to try to plug my baler up, or I did plug my baler up. Pretty warm out today. I'm about having a heat stroke when I was digging that baler out. My 70-inch bale. But yeah, I'll probably try to get some drone footage of baling when I'm baling my alfalfa or that other rye field, because those are straight runs and be a lot easier for my wife to get good footage and going in a straight line. And I don't know, I should try to start doing some other photography stuff, but I don't know how much more into it I want to get, I guess. As far as I don't think I really want to get too fancy dancy. that everybody expects it, and I don't know if I always will have time to be making videos for everybody, but as of right now this year it's worked out pretty good. But other times I'm not sure, but I guess this is the last windrow, and I appreciate you guys coming along and hanging out if you made it this far. And I guess we're gonna be done baling here in about 2 minutes. That one's gonna be a 72-inch bale. It didn't get stopped soon enough. But anyhow, thanks for watching, everybody. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and have a good one.